Well, good Thursday evening, everyone. Todd Warren here on Facebook Live tonight, as well as streaming on the website, ktalnews.com. I do have an article that I've been posting updates from the radar within as I get prepared for the newscast and during. I'll continue to do that during the rest of the evening as these storms continue to move across the ArkLaTex. This is what's coming up tonight. We are looking at conditions across the area that will have to watch the southern parts of the ArkLaTex for the possibility still for some rather gusty winds. But so far, the severe weather has been somewhat limited. We've had a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings. You can see a couple of reports of wind damage here in Claiborne Parish. That's really been the strongest storm in our area, and I'll kind of touch on the power outages that we currently have. So we probably have a couple more hours southern half the area where severe weather will be possible. I don't expect to see much more to the north of this boundary here, at least far north of this boundary, where the temperatures are quite a bit cooler. As this boundary moves through, what happened in my neighborhood is I saw a good 10 to 15 degree drop in temperatures very quickly. This outflow here did produce some wind gusts in Shreveport of around 30 miles per hour, so you can expect that as this moves through Carthage and Mansfield and eventually points further to the south. So I'm going to touch on the storms that we have right now. Again, talk about my biggest concern, which will occur later on tonight into tomorrow morning, and that is going to be the potential for some flooding. I'll show you the very latest in the various possibilities on where the heaviest of the rain could fall here during the nighttime hours tonight. If you have a question or a comment, I have plenty of time, so I will try to address all your comments. If you're watching on the website, you can go to my Facebook page. If you just search Warren Weather on Facebook, you can find it. And there, click in the live, and you can comment on that live, and I'll see it. Those are the comments that you're seeing right there. So let's see who is tuning in tonight and see if we have any other questions. Normally, we start things by saying our hellos when I do this each night at 8:30. Lewis, greetings. Renee, let's see. We're not done yet, Lewis. Pretty much anticipate. We expected a handful of strong storms, but this is only wave one. We have more storms which likely will develop northern half the area tonight, and the way they're going to be oriented will pose a risk of flooding because of that orientation. I'll get into that here in a second. Renee? Renee, I'm not too concerned about severe weather for you for the rest of the night. Definitely no tornadoes. We only had one spinner. You saw that red box south of Monroe. A very brief rotation developed there, but I really don't anticipate any tornado issues here for the rest of the evening or tonight or tomorrow morning. Yeah, Rusty, I know. Disappointing. We have some light rain falling on the studio right now. So missed by round one, at least here in the Shreveport area, but we have the potential for plenty more later on tonight. Billy in Monkhouse, or on Monkhouse, hello. Gary, hello to you. All right, let me move on as I wait for more questions to address and show you, first of all, where we have our strongest storms. You can see this thunderstorm here. Now, these white boxes, as you see them on the radar, either on the air or on the website, they signify special weather statements, in other words, strong storms in this case. And these likely have been producing wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles per hour, both this storm and one that I'll show you here in a second further to the west. This is currently moving through Bienville Parish and will graze the northern corner of Natchitoches Parish with that possibility for the 40 mile per hour wind gusts. At one point, this had the capability of dropping maybe a little bit of hail, but that's not so much of an issue right now. Take a look at the various threats that we could be looking at. Again, these purple areas, this is a clean way to kind of show you where there is a potential for some small hail. But again, that issue is not going to be too much to be worried about. Main issue will be the gusty winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Shreveport, everything around us has died. Okay, if you're watching in the Texarkana area, northern part of the region, again, the rain wrapping up fairly quickly in Texarkana as this back edge is racing towards the south and east. And as I zoom out, you can see nothing really immediately headed towards Texarkana, although we will have to watch this new development that's occurring over northern McCurtain County and north of DeQueen. It does look like there is a southerly component, so this could clip Texarkana later on this evening. That will have to be closely watched. This could be the beginnings of what is anticipated to increase later on tonight. A second strong storm just moved through Longview. This is moving southward through towards Carthage, and this you can see the at one point was warned for. But you can see it has turned to the southeast, and we will see this move across the basically northwestern or northeastern corner of Panola County. So expect some thunderstorms here with some gusty winds potentially in the Carthage area as this moves into your neck of the woods. Let me do a quick estimation on when that could arrive there in Carthage, and probably between 7:30, probably closer to quarter till 8. We'll see this move into the Carthage area, and then if it holds together, maybe at 8:30 it could arrive in Logansport. So that's ETA on this one of the strongest storms that we have across the area. Currently no watches in place across the ArkLaTex. The Storm Prediction Center, as I posted in my live weather blog on the website that I mentioned, did have a mezzo discussion out where they discuss the current ingredients and all that kind of good stuff, and they only mentioned at that point there was a 20% chance they would issue a watch. So severe weather was anticipated to be somewhat isolated today across the region, and it looks like it's going to more than likely stay that way. Let's see, Michael, Texarkana tomorrow. Your worst will be tonight, Michael, and I'll show you the timing here in a second. What I want to do first of all is show you how much rain has fallen, as we have seen, again, this is just recently. You can see these areas of yellow and orange. That's where we've already received upwards of 2 inches plus, over 3 inches there in southern Red River County. North of Hope, 2 inches. Anywhere you see yellow, that's at least 2 inches. So radar estimating a little bit under an inch in Texarkana, with heavier amounts as you move north of DeKalb and Idabel. I show you this because we have more rain coming. So perfect transition to show you, first of all, the latest here from the ArkLaTex model. Again, this model updates every hour with at least an 18-hour forecast, and 4 times a day it puts out a 48-hour forecast. So I'm going to show you the afternoon run of that model here next. So let me step through this. Get my clicker. There it is. All right, let me step through this, and you'll see the progress of the current storms moving out. And you can see the beginnings of the development very late this evening further to the north over southwest Arkansas. So as we approach midnight, we'll start to see the second batch of thunderstorms develop across the northern part of the area, and those will begin to spread towards the south and east. Now, notice the orientation of this. At one point, let's see if I can get this to, unfortunately, let me unclick this, see if I can get my, it's not going to let me draw, unfortunately. At one point, the ArkLaTex had this orientation more up and down instead of sideways. The more up and down this is, since it's going to be moving towards the southeast, that means we could have more rain within that configuration longer. So we'll see if that plays out here. Here we are at 5 p.m. You can see the strong storms approaching I-20. And you can see during the morning by 7 a.m., Texarkana pretty much done. And here's that orientation setting up. So we could see the heaviest rain set up here over northeast Texas, extending into northwest Louisiana, basically from I-20 and points south. Very late tonight into tomorrow morning, and see how the rain lingers in this same area. So it's going to be very late tonight, tomorrow morning, that flash flood threat is probably going to be at its highest. We do have a flood watch in effect for most of the area. As we approach the late morning hours, we likely will see the heaviest of the rain begin to move southward out of the region, but we probably will see, again, the ongoing runoff continue into the afternoon tomorrow. And this is as far out as this run goes with the ArkLaTex. So to answer your question, Michael, probably we'll see some rain early in the morning, but it should wrap up pretty quickly. I doubt that you'll see much of any severe weather either tonight or tomorrow morning, and I'll show you the rainfall potential here in a second. Christian, I'll get to that when I show you the rainfall potential, and I would say probably yes, it is going to be within the realm of possibility. Billy, I think probably you saw what the HRRR is showing. It'll just start to get going between 10 and midnight, so there's a good shot you may make it. Okay. And again, the current batch, in case you missed it, moving through Texarkana is just about ready to move out of the region. So that is the latest run of the HRRR. Let me show you the latest run of how much rain it is showing, and this is going to be give us a good indication of where the flooding threat will be. And again, this is only 18 hours worth, so this is from now basically through tomorrow morning. It's kind of highlighting the area south of Shreveport. Now, keep in mind that this could occur pretty much anywhere in this area. So we could be looking at this swath here of 4 to 7, maybe even 8 inches somewhere in this area. Wherever that sets up, there is going to be the potential for some flash flooding very late tonight into tomorrow morning. Yesterday, the HRRR had this over the northeastern sections of the area. It has been trending slowly westward. Compare this to the latest run of Futurecast. Let me see if it is in here. Let's go. Here's the latest run of Futurecast, and it was way west with the afternoon run. I think this is way too far west, but notice it also has this swath of heavy rain. Now, some of this, Futurecast was showing some heavy rain on Saturday, which as of right now, I'm not buying as of yet. So this is probably overdone and too far to the west as far as that is concerned. So that's the latest on how much rain we could see across the area. And as far as thunderstorm gusts, obviously anytime you have a thunderstorm, you could see some rather gusty conditions. We tend to start getting concerned about thunderstorm winds when they exceed 40. So this loop here from the HRRR from now through noon tomorrow only shows where we could see some gusts of 40. And you can see you don't see a whole lot of red, and that is basically starts at red here. You don't see a whole lot of color on here, just a little bit with some of the storms during the evening and the next couple of hours across the southern part of the area. So the HRRR thinks that our risk of severe weather is going down and is not showing much more as far as the intensity of the gusts that we had earlier this afternoon. That being said, that's what it looks like as far as the latest from the HRRR model. Let's see. I'm going to show you. This is just to kind of compare. This is the afternoon run of the HRRR, and this will kind of give you a sense of what's potentially on the way for the rest of Friday. So you can see, notice the orientation here. Pretty similar location to the very latest run. And you can see how everything wraps up during the early afternoon hours. By 5 p.m. tomorrow, we're pretty much done with most of the rain for at least temporarily. We could have a few scattered showers tomorrow night. And the HRRR starts Saturday off on a dry note during the morning hours. And Submodel is actually keeping us dry both Saturday and Sunday, which is within the realm of possibilities that we could see here as far as the rain moving forward. So Timothy, hello. Good evening to you. Lee, greetings to you as well. All right. So just a reminder, if you're just tuning in, if you have a question watching on the webpage, you can go to, if you look, Warren Weather, Todd Warren Weather on Facebook. That's where the comments are, and that's what I'm monitoring as far as addressing the concerns here as far as any questions you may have. All right. Let's go back to the radar here. That's pretty much all the model information that I have for you. Let me briefly touch on the weather pattern that's going to be taking place here as we await the new data to come in. And I have not adjusted the pause points on this, so I don't know where it's going to pause. But you can see the big trough here. I want to make a point about this about next week, is that we will see, again, this model, you can see even has rain here Sunday night, which I'm not buying it just yet. And then notice a big old trough develops across the eastern half of the country. And I made this point last night. You can see how the flow is going right across the North Pole. And this cooler air is going to be fed into the eastern half of the country. And given that pattern, what some of the longer range models are indicating and what you're going to see in my 10-day forecast here could be too warm. I think there is a really good chance that we will see 50s in spots for lows next weekend as the pattern changes. So we'll see how that plays out. And just as far as the longer range, we have the shop for the rain again. Slight chance Saturday, Sunday. Don't see much more next week. Maybe a slight chance towards the end of the week. The European model did show a little bit of a chance of rain Thursday and Friday. Other models Friday night. So there is going to be at least a chance of rain for the end of the week, and we'll know more as we get closer. All right, so let me take a look, turn all this off here, and go back to Pinpoint Doppler, and I'll try to address any more questions that you may have. Okay. You're quite welcome, Christian. So to answer your question, it does look like, based on the ArkLaTex, that the heaviest rain will be to your southeast of Elysian Fields, but you'll be close to it. And keep in mind, models are not perfect, so that swath of 6 to 8 could happen anywhere in especially East Texas and Northwest Louisiana. I think the possibility of it happening further to the north are a bit lower. Kaylee, I don't really have many worries as far as the evening. Again, we've been very dry here. I'll put the radar in motion here. We've been very dry across most of the area. In fact, a drought is developing. We now have level 2 drought up around Magnolia. So we're pretty dry across, especially the northern half of the area. So I think we can handle, at least flood-wise, the rain that we currently have. It's going to take a while. My biggest worry is going to be probably the morning commute tomorrow, especially East Texas, Northwest Louisiana. That's really my biggest worry. I'm not too concerned about any more winds, as the strongest of the storms, or you can see south of Monroe there, a new severe thunderstorm warning just popped up. Although we will have to watch the southern part of the area as we move through the rest of the evening. And we'll also have to keep an eye on anything that pops up like a cell like this one ahead of this boundary, because the air is quite a bit cooler behind this. So if something were, to start developing here, there is a narrow window of opportunity, but of maybe a spinner, but I'm not really too concerned about that. Again, best chance for any more severe weather issues will be basically from Center to Manny to Natchitoches, maybe Mansfield. In other words, I'm not too worried about severe weather. Could have some wind gusts of maybe 40. But those, as I showed with the ArkLaTex, if it's correct, will be few and far between. Good question, Kaylee. Jessica, does Falk have a risk for severe weather overnight? There is a low-end risk, I would say marginal. The main issue is going to be the heavy rain, as I showed you earlier. Northern part of the area, parts of it have already received 2 inches, so a lot will depend on where that second round of rain sets up across the area. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I think this loops at the end. So I'm going to turn this off and go ahead and play this. Again, this is the latest run of the ArkLaTex. Again, we'll have to watch the southern edge of the area. Here are the new storms developing around midnight. And so again, probably that midnight to 4 a.m. window is where southwest Arkansas, northern sections of northeast Texas and McCurtain County will have the best chance of seeing your stronger storms. I think the strongest storms will probably be in East Texas and northwest Louisiana as far as the second round. So to answer your question, it is very low, Jessica, as far as any severe weather threat for tonight. So I'll let this play on through, and it should loop now. Let me see if it does. It doesn't look like it's going to. I guess when I set this up, I didn't put it to loop, unfortunately. May have to change that. But again, this is only the next 18 hours. And again, a point to make here, too. One thing I didn't mention last time with the rainfall aspect of this is that notice at noon we already have 5 to 7 inches in this red area, and the rain is still falling at that time. So we're going to be looking at that flooding threat. That's going to be the biggest worry here moving forward. And again, the point that I made earlier, it really depends. this is not set in stone. This could happen over here. It could happen over here. It could happen up here. Anywhere in East Texas, Northwest Louisiana, maybe the southern edge of Southwest Arkansas, Cass County, areas that we will be watching very closely during the nighttime hours tonight. So that is pretty much everything that I have to show you. Let me see if there's anything else here. The evening run of the ArkLaTex, it will start to come in usually a little after 8. So I will try to post an update on that on the weather blog that I have going on the website. So again, just to kind of show you, once I get off here, if you want to, I'll be monitoring. Well, I don't want to go too far because anyway, so I will be posting updates on that page. So let me show you where that is in case you have not seen it. So if you go to the weather page of our website, I'm going to go to the main page. Just go to ktalnews.com if you're unfamiliar with our weather page. Click on weather. And then right down here, this is where I've been posting updates to the conditions that are currently happening. And again, I do have the live stream happening there right now. I may try to update this video later on tonight once the evening run of the ArkLaTex comes in. So if you watch that, I'll post a video update here. Probably, I'll try to do it. Well, the ArkLaTex is not going to be available to do that. I may try to cut out what I showed during the 9 o'clock newscast and put in there. I don't like daylight saving time because everything comes in an hour later. So down here is where I've been posting the updates throughout the afternoon. So again, if you want to, and I do that, you can see when I'm not on the air, I do it every 4, 5, 6 minutes or so. I try to post the updates there. So I've been trying to get in the habit of that when time allows, when we have strong storms across the area. So let me wrap things up with another look at what we have outside right now in terms of the radar. And again, Texarkana, again, we do have some football ongoing over parts of the ArkLaTex. Looks like a window for the games around Texarkana here right now. I'm going to put this into motion. I pointed out this cluster of storms, which is increasing to the north of Texarkana. That could impact the games near Texarkana and in southwest or in northeast Texas later on this evening, especially close to the line here. So that's something worth watching. Strongest storms right now, you can see these white boxes. Those are storms that are strong but not severe. Probably looking at gusts of 40 in these storms right now. That one is about ready to move into Carthage. And again, this outflow here, as it moved through Shreveport, did produce wind gusts of around 30 miles per hour. And behind it, a very quick 10 to 15 degree drop in temperatures. Probably less than that now since we're later in the day. Again, this part of the area right in here is going to be the part that we will have to watch for any storms that may briefly become severe with that potential for some wind gusts. Another thing we could see here during the rest of the evening especially is the possibility, let me get the right buttons here, of a little bit of hail. Again, these purple areas, that's this basically combines hail and puts where we, or rain with where there is hail. And so you can see these purple areas, a little bit of small hail possible, that but that risk is also declined. So that is a current look at what we have. Really no issues for Shreveport currently. Probably will not have any issues for Texarkana. Again, the flooding risk does look higher south of Texarkana during the night tonight. Kind of concerned about the Shreveport-Bossier metro area for the morning commute tomorrow morning. May want to make a point to get up a little bit early, pretty much anywhere in the ArkLaTex if you want to be safe. Set the alarm, 45 minutes to half hour to 45 minutes earlier than normal, just to see what is taking place. And of course, Josh will have the latest on that tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m. So that is pretty much the latest. Let me take another quick peek at any comments or questions. Donnell, thanks. I appreciate that. And with that, I will tune off here for right now, as things, again, looks like the strongest of the storms are behind us. For the rest of, especially last half of tonight through tomorrow morning. Our big concern is going to be the potential for flash flooding. We also will have some strong storms, mind you, but the best chance of severe weather probably behind us, I think, for the most part, for the rest of the nighttime hours tonight. Again, I will be back at 9 on Fox as well as at 10 on NBC6. I'll be able to show you the latest from the ArkLaTex model both, and a new run of Futurecast should be coming in here actually pretty shortly. So in fact, let me see if it is available before I sign off here. Let's see if it's here. Where are you at? There it is. Yeah, put this in the motion. It does look different, so that's maybe not. Nope, it looks like the same run. Maybe not. So it is much further to the west. Yeah, I think this is still the old run because it still shows this massive rain. This is still the old run. I take that back. That run of Futurecast I don't think is correct. That's why I didn't show it during the newscast this evening. Brian, I probably will be here Monday, since I usually have to work holidays, so I will be here Monday with another live update. So again, thanks for tuning in, folks. I will be posting updates from the radar as things develop here, probably past the late newscast this evening. So take a gander at that if you want the latest and newer information. Again, new run of the ArkLaTex will be available right around 9 o'clock or so. So I will update that, show you the latest from that on the weather blog that's going on the weather page. So until Monday, I guess, pleasure chatting with you once again. And of course, don't forget to tune in tonight at 9 on Fox or at 10 on NBC6. Good night.